At some point in almost every long-term relationship, there comes a quiet, unsettling moment that no one really prepares you for. It is not marked by shouting, betrayal, or dramatic exits. It does not arrive with slammed doors or tear-stained ultimatums. Instead, it slips in silently, disguised as comfort. You look at your partner one day and realize that nothing is wrong, yet nothing feels particularly alive either. You are not hurting each other, you are not fighting, you are not falling apart. But you are also not truly leaning into each other anymore. You are coexisting more than connecting, and in that stillness, many people make a devastating mistake. They label their relationship as toxic, broken, or dead, when in reality, it is simply bored. Boredom in relationships is one of the most misunderstood emotional states in modern love. We live in a culture that constantly romanticizes intensity. We are taught that love should always feel electric, passionate, overwhelming, and cinematic. If it does not, we assume something must be wrong. We scroll through social media and see couples laughing on beaches, surprising each other with elaborate gestures, and posting captions about being obsessed with one another. Compared to that highlight reel, our quiet evenings and predictable routines start to feel like evidence of failure. But what we rarely acknowledge is that real intimacy is not a constant fireworks show. It is more like a slow-burning fire that needs tending. When it is neglected, it does not explode. It simply fades into embers. Most relationships do not become boring overnight. They drift into boredom gradually, almost imperceptibly, like a river slowly changing its course. At first, you stop asking deep questions because you think you already know all the answers. Then you stop sharing small details about your day because you assume they do not matter. Then you stop planning anything exciting because routine feels easier. Before you realize it, your conversations become logistical briefings. Who is buying groceries? Who is paying which bill? Who is picking up whom? You still talk every day, but you rarely feel seen. You still touch, but you rarely feel desired. You still show up, but you are no longer truly present. What makes this especially dangerous is that boredom feels deceptively safe. There is no obvious crisis to fix, no emergency to respond to, no clear villain to blame, so you begin to internalize the discomfort. You tell yourself that maybe you are just not in love anymore, maybe you chose the wrong person, maybe relationships are not supposed to feel like this. And once that narrative takes hold, it becomes very easy to start fantasizing about escape. Not necessarily through cheating or dramatic breakups, but through emotional withdrawal, through daydreams about someone better, through scrolling dating apps just to see, through emotionally investing in people who are not your partner. In reality, boredom is often not a sign that love is gone. It is a sign that curiosity has gone quiet. Early in relationships, curiosity is automatic. You want to know everything about this person, their childhood memories, their fears, their dreams, their random opinions about meaningless things. You listen closely because every detail feels precious. Over time, familiarity convinces you that curiosity is no longer necessary. You assume you already know who your partner is, but people are not static objects. They are evolving stories. The person you fell in love with 5 years ago is not the same person standing in front of you today. When you stop exploring that evolution, emotional stagnation begins. Another reason boredom takes root is that many couples slowly replace shared experiences with parallel lives. At the beginning, you build memories together, you try new restaurants, you travel, you stay up late talking, you create inside jokes and private rituals. Over time, responsibilities take over, work, family, finances, and fatigue dominate your energy. Instead of creating together, you start surviving together. You sit in the same room while staring at different screens. You go to bed at different times. You live under the same roof, but in separate emotional worlds. From the outside, it looks stable. From the inside, it feels hollow. It is also important to understand that boredom is often confused with emotional safety. When a relationship is healthy, predictable, and stable, the nervous system relaxes. There is less drama, less anxiety, less uncertainty. And for people who grew up associating love with chaos, this calm can feel unfamiliar and unsettling. They interpret peace as emptiness. They mistake consistency for lack of passion. They subconsciously crave emotional turbulence because it feels more alive. In those cases, boredom is not about the relationship lacking depth. It is about the person not yet knowing how to find excitement and emotional security. Social comparison makes this problem even worse. We are constantly exposed to curated images of perfect romance. We rarely see the mundane parts. We do not see couples arguing about laundry. We do not see them exhausted on a Tuesday night. We do not see them feeling disconnected and working through it. We only see the peaks. When you compare your daily life to someone else's highlight reel, your relationship will always feel inadequate. It is like judging your entire life by someone else's vacation photos. The comparison is fundamentally unfair. When boredom goes unexamined, it often mutates into resentment. Small irritations start feeling bigger. You become more sensitive to flaws you once found endearing. The way they chew, the way they talk, the way they relax, you start keeping mental scorecards. You feel underappreciated but do not articulate it. You feel disconnected but do not investigate it. Instead of addressing the emptiness, you begin blaming your partner for it. This is how boredom slowly masquerades as incompatibility. The truth is that long-term love is not sustained by constant passion. It is sustained by intentional engagement. It is maintained by two people who repeatedly choose to see each other with fresh eyes, who choose to remain curious, who choose to create meaning instead of waiting for it to appear spontaneously. Chemistry may start a relationship, but effort is what keeps it alive. Reviving a boring relationship does not require grand gestures or dramatic reinventions. It requires presence. It requires slowing down enough to actually notice the person you are with. It means asking questions you have not asked in years. What are you afraid of right now? What excites you lately? What do you feel proud of? What are you struggling with? It means listening without trying to fix. It means sharing parts of yourself that you have been hiding behind routine and responsibility. It also requires shared novelty. The human brain is wired to bond through new experiences. When you do something unfamiliar together, your nervous systems synchronize, your brains release chemicals associated with attraction and attachment. This is why early relationships feel so intense. Everything is new. Over time, you have to create that novelty intentionally. Try something you're both bad at. Travel somewhere uncomfortable. Take a class, change your routines. Even small changes can reignite emotional energy. Equally important is emotional risk. Many long-term couples stop being emotionally brave. They stop expressing deep appreciation. They stop admitting insecurity. They stop revealing desire. They play it safe to avoid rejection. But safety without vulnerability leads to emotional flatness. When you stop risking being fully seen, you also stop feeling fully alive in the relationship. Passion is not created by perfection, it is created by authenticity. Sometimes boredom is also a signal that you have been neglecting yourself. When your own life becomes monotonous, your relationship often mirrors that stagnation. If you have stopped growing, dreaming, exploring, and challenging yourself, you may unconsciously expect your partner to compensate for that emptiness. No relationship can sustainably carry the weight of two people's unfulfilled lives. Reviving connection often starts with rediscovering your own vitality. Of course, not every boring relationship should be saved. Sometimes boredom is a symptom of deeper incompatibility, unresolved conflict, or emotional neglect. Sometimes one person is trying while the other is disengaged. Sometimes values have diverged beyond repair, but far more often than we like to admit, boredom is not a verdict. It is an invitation to evolve, to relearn, to re-choose. Love is not something you find once and then possess forever. It is something you practice. It is something you return to. It is something you rebuild in small, quiet moments, in conversations that go a little deeper, in touches that last a little longer, in efforts that are made even when no one is watching. The couples who last are not the ones who never get bored. They are the ones who refuse to let boredom become the final chapter. So if your relationship feels dull, flat, or emotionally muted, do not rush to condemn it. Do not assume the spark is gone forever. Ask yourself first whether you have stopped feeding it. Ask whether you have stopped being curious. Ask whether you have stopped showing up with intention. Because very often, beneath the routine and repetition, beneath the silence and predictability, there is still something alive. It is just waiting for you to notice it again, nurture it again, and choose it again, not because it is exciting, but because it is meaningful. And in the end, that choice is what separates relationships that slowly fade from relationships that quietly, patiently, and beautifully deepen.